Hi SQL folks, welcome to another tutorial from SQL Maestros. In some of my previous videos, I have been talking about T-SQL anti-patterns. You know, those bad T-SQL which are not really good for the optimizer in sense that you don't really get a very efficient execution plan. The query might suffer in terms of execution time, or the plan itself will not be optimal. So, you know, it's always good to avoid that bad T-SQL. And this is where this term comes from, T-SQL anti-patterns. And many of these anti-patterns are commonly known. So in our YouTube channel, you can search on the keyword T-SQL anti-pattern and you might get a couple of them. In those videos, I have talked about a new event in extended events called query_anti-pattern. This is an event that was added in SQL Server 2022. I've talked about it and I thought, why not demo that event? So I have a SQL Server 2022 VM now with me, and I am going to demonstrate how you can use that event to capture all those bad T-SQL, the T-SQL anti-patterns using that event, query_anti-pattern. So let's get started. I'm going to use two common anti-patterns here just for the purpose of demo to show you how you can work with extended events and how you can use that event. The first one, of course, is the most common one that I see, which is implicit conversion, and especially when that implicit conversion will prevent the optimizer from performing an index seek operation. That's one, and the other one is going to be a large in predicate, you know, so which means that which may translate into multiple OR conditions. So those kind of bad T-SQL, the bad queries. Okay, so let's get started. Before I show you the queries, let's first set up extended events, and let's create a session in extended events and use that event T-SQL query anti-pattern. Sorry, that's the one. Okay, so let's jump over to extended events. I'm expanding extended events here. We have sessions. Right click on sessions, right click, and let's click on new session here. Just call it anything for the purpose of demo. I'm just going to put just quickly something like test, and then jump over to the event section. In the event section, I'm going to search on query_anti-pattern. Let's type this down. Okay, let me zoom in to show you. This is the one that I want to capture. Okay, this is a new event in SQL Server 2022. Let us select this and then click on this arrow and get over here. Okay, one thing I want to show you is when you select this event, look at the event fields here. So there's only one event field here, which is anti-pattern type, which is kind of course, the description says indicates what type of anti-pattern this is, which means this event in itself is not going to give you the SQL text or the query hash or the execution plan or the client application name or whatever it is. If you want all of that, you will have to use the global fields, what we call as actions in extended events terminology. So I am going to take this, bring it on the right side here on selected events, and let's go and click on configure. And here, let's pick up global fields. What do you really want? So let's scroll down to S and let's take up first thing, yeah, SQL text, and then let's also take query plan. So we can take the query hash, query plan hash. There you go. We will take the plan handle. That's good enough. And from that, we can extract the plan itself. Query plan hash is also another thing that you can take. Fair enough. And that's good enough. Let's click on OK. Storage by default could be ring buffer. That's all fine. Let's go and add ring buffer. That's fine. And the default values are all good. Let's click on OK. The next thing is right click on this event and start on the session and start it, and right click and then watch live data. There are a lot of other things that you will have to do when you're configuring extended events. This is just a very quick demonstration, so I am not following best practices here. This is just for the purpose of demo. Now the session is running and it says retrieving event information from server. Let's jump over to the query and let's execute the first anti-pattern here. In this one, we are causing an implicit conversion from varchar to nvarchar. Account number is a varchar of varchar data type, and on the right side of the equality operator, you have nvarchar. This is going to trigger an implicit conversion. Let's turn on the actual execution plan, and you can see this for yourself. Let's go and execute this and jump over to the execution plan. Now, in the days and in these versions of SQL Server, if you don't have this extended event, the event query anti-pattern, the select operator still gives you that warning that there is something bad going on there. And you can zoom in and you can see that there is convert implicit here. Okay, let's just activate this zoom in. Okay, there you go. Oops, sorry, I want to show you the tooltip, right? So let's go and look into the tooltip there. Convert implicit. So I mean, of course, that also gives you an indication. But anyway, if we jump over here, you can see in the live data of the extended event session query anti-pattern. And let's zoom in into the, so this gets captured, yes. And what is the info that we have taken? So anti-pattern type, it tells you type convert preventing seek, because it's always also preventing seek operation. You have the plan handle, the query plan hash, and our query, the SQL text. A lot of good info that you need. Let's jump over here and let's cause a large in expression, right? Just a dummy query from somewhere out of nowhere, where you have a large in predicate here. Not the best way to write T-SQL code, and this is what we want to capture. Let's go and execute this and jump over to watch the live window here, and again you can see this third one which says large number of in predicate, and of course you again get the plan handle, the query hash, and the SQL text. Well, with this event query anti-pattern, it really helps and makes the life a lot more easier to capture all those bad T-SQL code. We had different ways of doing that earlier, like, looking into the execution plan, shredding the execution plans from the plan cache and searching inside that XML, which was kind of very CPU intensive code on production server. And if you don't want to do it on the production server, we used to kind of back up the DMV output into a baseline database and take that offline into our own test servers and do all of that CPU intensive work and mathematics on the test server. So there were a couple of these steps involved. But now with this event in SQL Server 22, it becomes a lot more easier to track, to capture these commonly known T-SQL anti-patterns. Hope this quick demo was useful and you have learned something new. Do share this video with your friends and colleagues. Do subscribe, do comment. That will help spread the word. And also, friends, make sure that you are exploring the upcoming masterclass, which is just around the corner. And 40 hours of deep dive content, something really practical, real world, to the point and crisp stuff. 40 hours. 4 hours each day into 10 days will give you that content. You will attend live and you get the class recordings for a lifetime. That is the real value, so that you can watch the content as many times as you want, anywhere, anytime, and as many times. All right, hope you're enjoying all the good stuff in the SQL Server world from us, and I will see you soon in another video. Happy SQL!